Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. It's Susan Kennedy here on Ask One Psychic Radio, and really happy to be here this week, as always. So this week I am... what am I going to talk about this week? Lots and lots of things. In my own world, I always like to talk about what I'm experiencing and what I'm noticing in the world. So this week, one of the things I'm noticing is a lot of change with a lot of people. Unfortunately, a few of my friends have had people pass away. They've had people who have been diagnosed with terminal illnesses, and there seems to have been a lot of that at this time. Now, here in Australia, we're in our winter, and I know that in the United States and in the United Kingdom, you're in your summer. So everything in life has a season, and I think we've talked about that before. But one of the things that's really going on today, here anyway, is the wind. The wind is so strong, and everybody gets really rattled when it's windy. And I sort of was thinking about that this morning, and I was, what's going on? Why does everybody get so agitated when it's windy? And by the way, it's freezing cold as well. So you can see I've got a couple of things on today. But I guess the reason that we get agitated when it's windy is because there's resistance. We've got something blowing against us, and it's causing us in a way to resist. And if you think about it, if you could just stand your ground when it is windy and just allow that wind to wash over you, it's a cleansing effect. It's all about, getting the cobwebs away, about making you stronger because you have to stand in your power. So when the winds of change come, as they inevitably do, and will be with you potentially right now, so when those winds of change come, the biggest thing for you to do is to remember that you have choice. And it's all about how you choose to be in any given time and any present moment. So really focusing on the choices that you have and how you can be resourceful. Sometimes things don't go the way we want them to, but we always have the choice in how we respond in the future. We can't change what's happened in the past, but we can certainly change how we act, and what we think about and what we do. So really this week, I'd just like to invite you to be really aware of what agitates you, what unsettles you, and really, if you can, try and tune into the energies of nature around you, because I always feel that nature is just a reflection on what's going on within us. So just try and tune into what's happening, really aim to make really good choices for yourself, because you can stand in the face of adversity and learn a lot about yourself. You can grow stronger in love, you can go stronger in your belief in yourself, and you can go stronger in so many ways just by making right choices and saying, I don't have to crumble because all this stuff's happening. I can look at it, I can be resourceful, I can work out different ways to get a different result. So that's my little sermon, such as it is for the week, inspired always by spirit. So I really know that somehow will flow through to the readings today. So let's see who we've got. So we've got Francesca in Wellington, New Zealand, and I know New Zealand is a very windy place as well. So how are you this morning, Francesca?
Oh, good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How could I help you today?
I'm just wanting to find out what's happening in my life, I guess.
No problem. Any particular area or just generally?
Just generally, and also like family, kind of.
Okay.
On the side, because I did just family.
Okay. So could I just get your date of birth, Francesca, please?
16th of June.
Yeah? And what year?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, 1981.
That's okay. Thank you. 10, 18, 19, 20, 26, 32, 3, 2, 5, 6. Sorry, just do a little bit of numerology to help me tune into you.
12, no, that's okay.
So universally you're in a 5 years. So this year for you is all about finding freedom.
Yeah.
My feeling is, and I feel that there's been, have you had people pass this year as well?
No.
No.
that I know of.
No, that's okay. No, because when I'm tuning in, my feeling is that there are a lot of people around you in the spirit world, because I'm not sure whether you've been, I was just talking about how in winter, with to go with the seasons, and my feeling is that you've been hibernating a little bit, and you've been sort of,
yes, I have.
Yeah, and going within, and I feel as though, in a way, you're trying to work out what's been going on around you. So I know that it's been a time for you I feel like you've actually had to separate a lot more from people around you. Does that make sense for you?
Yes, I do, yes.
Okay, so in this time, you're really finding your strength, your power, but there's also sadness with that as well. Because there's this, I feel that there's a time when you were so connected with everybody, and now it feels like there's just been a shift and a change. And in a way, the thing that I get from you is it is a time, and I feel like it's a time, because do you have sons? If you have sons that have grown up and moved away or something? You can't be, you're so young, so
no,
I'm just looking at you.
Yeah, I have a daughter.
Okay. Has there been a separation or something, though? Because I'm feeling as though there's been male energy move away from you or separate or...
Oh, a male, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I separated my partner.
Okay. All right. So one of the things I'll say about that, because in my mind when I was seeing that, it was almost like a school child that had left. So in lots of ways, that separation... in that energy, if I could say, you would have been more in the energy of mother than partner. So it's a real feeling of loss for you, because in so many ways that person did rely on you a lot as well, and I know that there was, So the feeling that I get is that you're, this is a time of your life now where the chains are coming off. It's like it is freedom for you. And it feels like it's a relief as well. And I feel like I'm being really able to speak up a lot. Yeah, and I feel like I can speak up a lot more, and I can really open up now to, and I feel like there are a lot of people around you helping you too, by the way. So I do get this sense of, it's almost as though you were out of a circle and now you're back into it. Because I know that the feeling is, so I know I'm getting back with people. I know people are sort of welcoming me back into the fold kind of thing. And I also feel like I'm stepping into new circles as well. So I'm going into new things and really, sort of trying new things. Now, around family, so let me just see around family. Any specifics there? Because family's a big thing. Did you want me to talk about your daughter or?
My daughter, and I just I've been doing a lot of family history lately about my grandmother, or more my mum's side, and I've come across a lot of things that weren't brought up, and it's just like it's. Yeah, I don't know. I think
it makes sense.
Came across a lot of things.
Yeah, so it's interesting as well because I don't know whether you heard my preamble to the call today, but I was talking about the winds of change and things blowing through, and I know that secrets has been a big energy this week as well. A lot of secrets coming forward, because it's as though once we can look at the past, we can better know the future. And I feel like on your mother's side, there were a lot of secrets. There were a lot of things that have been not fully discussed, not open. And I know that as you go through this process, it's going to better help you understand what's gone on in your family, and especially between your mum and your dad, because I feel like this will be something that really makes it clear for you. So yeah, because again,
I've been doing it. Sorry.
No, go. Sorry.
Oh, I've been doing the research for 2 months, and I found like it's healed my mother, but it's still more. I think there's there that no one's talking about, but I'm kind of like picking up pieces here and there.
Yeah, and the main thing is just to recognise that this stuff that has been in the past, it filters down to you. So all you can do, in a sense, is help your mum by just being there for her. I don't feel that, it takes time for these things to come out, and I feel like when the time is right between you and your mum, there will be discussion around it. I know that your mum doesn't know how to express herself very well and is very shut down. And I feel like she would easily shut down and, again, do the similar thing, have shut herself away. And it feels to me, particularly around money as well with your mum, that there's always a bit of a closed book around things that we don't talk about in this family. It just doesn't get discussed. So it's a great time to heal these patterns. And I guess the thing for you to do is, as these things come up, is to really observe how it has affected you in your life, and to know that I feel that there will be a lot more coming together of your family through all what's coming out. And I also feel, though, that there might be some other people that it's more understood. Sorry, I might be sounding vague, but it's what I'm seeing, and I don't want to say everything of what I'm seeing. But it's almost like there might be some people that we choose not to have so much to do with anymore, because there is more understanding of how things were. So I know it's going to be a very healing time for you and for your family. And I do feel like with your mum, it has to be step by step, because I feel she's quite fragile, even though she's not, she doesn't, she feels old to me, but, you're only a young woman, but I feel like it's very much step by step for her. Yeah. And
because she just had a stroke.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right. So what I'm seeing is right then.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, and I feel like you're caring for her quite a bit at the moment as well. So the main thing is, and I do know that you two communicate very well through your eyes. I see this thing where you're very, you can almost read each other, because over the years, neither of you have really spoken up a lot, but you've developed this way of being able to communicate. Yeah, so I feel like she just needs your love, needs your support, and, there are things, though, I feel that she just won't go there as well. I think there are parts of her life where she just doesn't want to go there.
I have to kind of push it, so I go to the back. I'm not supposed to, but if I don't do it, then I don't get the answer.
Yeah, and I understand that, because I feel this would be around you and, as I said, working things out in your line, in your family history. So I do understand where you're going with it. I do think you'll find the answers that you want, but I'm not sure that you're going to like them when you get them, is probably where I'm going with it. So I wish you well with it. And, I think the thing is for you is really to rejoice in who you are. As I said, I do see a lot more freedom with you, and I do feel like a lot of weight being lifted off you. If anything, it will just help you understand the way your mother's been in her life, which I think will give you a lot more.
It's kind of given me clarification of how she was, because their life wasn't a really good upbringing from when I did the doing the whole family ancestry thing. And it's just it's heartbreaking, but like I said, it all started when my mum had a stroke, so it started there, and so I'm kind of finishing it. Does that make sense? Yeah.
And I guess the thing is, just keep in the energy of love, keep her at the forefront of in your heart, because she's afraid. She feels very afraid. So I would just be, be loving and kind around her, and just open yourself to the new love that's coming in your life as well. So I wish you well with that.
And do you pick anything up about my daughter?
Okay, so what's your daughter's name?
Ariana.
And how old is she?
And she's 3, and if I have any other children later down the track.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So let me see with Ariana. Okay. Would you know that does she have a lot of indigestion kind of problems?
Oh, what do you mean by that?
Is she a very anxious child? Well, is she very colicky? Is she funny with her food? That kind of thing.
Funny with her food. She's very picky. Like at the moment, she just eats noodles and, Yeah.
So the thing with her is I would be very mindful of what she does eat, and I would be really pushing a lot of fresh vegetables towards her way while she is young, because my feeling is, if anything, there could be an intolerance to the wheat kind of things with her, because straight away I went
I'm wheat intolerant.
You are?
Yes, I can't eat much wheat or dairy.
Okay. Well, I feel that she would be the same. So I'd really be encouraging her, you know, and I know with children, they often crave what they don't need. So you have to be very mindful to really be strong with her at the moment, and to give her, you know, the things I'm seeing are like, you know, vegetable soups and mashed vegetables, and as much as you can in that way of stuff, and as little as possible of the processed food. You know, so... Yeah, but that's the only thing I pick up with her. I feel like she's a very very intuitive child as well, and I feel like she just wants more connection with you. So I feel like she's a little bit clingy maybe at the moment. So I feel like, you know, she just wants that. Yeah, and it's like she wants the touch with you, but she also wants you to know where, you know, because I do feel a little bit of pain in my tummy, and I do feel it is just around digestive stuff. I don't think it's a major thing, but I feel like, you know, she's sort of trying to get your attention there. So just tune into her. Probably, you know, as I said, if you can, just eliminate as much of that processed food for her as you can. I think she'll be fine. And, you know, I feel with yourself with children, you know, she's not the only one you're going to have. My sense is there are at least another 2 children there for you. So, you know, keep going with what you're doing. And I do have to end that now because I've got my next call waiting. It's been lovely talking to you, and I wish you all the very best. Okay, thanks,
okay, thank
Francesca.
You.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, so now I've got Jamie in Fort Payne, Alabama. Good old Alabama. How are you, Jamie?
Good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for your patience and waiting there on the line. How could I help you today?
I am curious about where my relationship is going and some things with career and things like that.
Okay, so let me have a look. Yeah, okay. Well, my feeling is with all of it, you're, okay. So I want to go to the relationship first. I feel in this relationship, if anybody watches the video, by the way, I'm always staring off into the distance because that's my way of tuning in. When I tune into you in the relationship, my feeling is you're standing up a lot more in this relationship than what you ever have before. Is that true?
Yes,
yeah.
Very.
Yeah, and I know that in doing that, it almost feels like there's always conflict because, you know, I feel like I'm being pushed to stand up a lot more than what I've been. And in a way, that's what a relationship is about. It's about testing you and about helping you become a stronger person. And so my feeling is that you are getting much stronger with your boundaries, because I feel that in the past, people have overstepped your boundaries, that you haven't had very strong ones. And I do feel that, yeah, and I feel now you're a lot more certain about what you want. And I feel like the person that you're with is almost a bit overpowering is how I feel it. It feels like I want to be with you all the time, and I want to be knowing what you're doing, and I want to be completely in your life. Does that make sense as well?
It does, yes.
Yeah, and that can be very.
And I'm usually home with, you know, the kids and stuff, and he's always at work. But when he's around, he wants to spend the time with me. And if I want to go and do something, he'd rather, you know. But if he wants to go do something, he can go do.
Exactly, and this is what I'm saying about the boundary stuff and about you having to stand up. So I feel that you are doing that, and my sense is that it's going to be okay, but it's more of you, because I feel like there's other things you want to focus on. And when I look at that, it does feel around either some new career or something. Are you a writer? Do you do a lot of writing or stuff on the computer?
Yeah,
because, whoa, spot on today. It's good because what I'm seeing is it's almost like I do need that. I need that to be fulfilled, you know, and in any relationship, it's so important that two people know how to be whole. And, you know, your partner goes out and gets all his fulfillment at work and then comes home and he wants all the, you know, all the attention and the love. But you're there, you need the help when he comes home as well. So I just feel it's a readjustment phase for you both, or a phase where you're, you know, it's up to you to be able to say, hey, you know, this is important to me. And, you know, so I feel that it will work out, but he's a very strong person and he likes things his own way, what I see with him. And you're exactly the same. What's your birthday, Jamie? Let me just get a little bit. Yeah, and what year?
1983.
83, so that's 10, 18, 19, 20, 21, 24, 27, yeah. So because you're a number 9, and 9s have to do it their own way, you know, so you don't always know that, you know, you're not always ready to do it, but I think you're ready for it now. So you're in a year this year as well where you really question your purpose. You know, it's like, well, where is my life going and what is it all about? And there are things I want to achieve. So I know that, you know, keep going with that writing because I feel like it's really developing for you. And I feel like this is something that potentially can go into print as well. So I'm not sure if it's blogs or magazines or books, but it's like I'm seeing it going through into print. So you need to really keep going with that kind of writing and letting that develop because it feels very strong for you.
Okay. Yeah, my uncle is actually a published author, so it's in our family with the whole writing thing, and I've been working on something with him, so...
Okay. And when I look at that project, it feels like there's a lot of history in it and a lot of mysticism as well. So I'm not really sure what those two elements are because I feel like you bring the mystic energy into it. You know, you bring that sort of more spiritual aspect to it.
Right.
So,
yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot of sense, yeah. Yeah, so I feel that, it feels like a really good combination. And keep, you know, you must put your energy into that because I feel like that will, you know, as time goes on, it's going to lead into other things for you. You know, I feel speaking, you know, at events and things like that. So I really feel like you are on track with what you're doing. I don't feel it's paying you what you want right now, but I feel it will pay off because it's all about how you leverage what you're doing as well. Now, your children's still quite young, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I've got three of them.
You've got 3, okay.
I have a 12-year-old, a 10-year-old, and an 8-year-old, and then 2 future stepkids if the relationship goes further.
Yeah. Well, it can seem like having a 4th child, can't it? But you know, I know that your gift. I feel like you've really got to focus this year on yourself. You know, you've really got to say, okay, what is my purpose? Why am I here? And you've got great ideas, is how I see it. You know, it's like I've got big plans, I've got big ideas, and you can see the bigger picture. And I also know for you that travel is a big thing. You know, I feel like I want to be traveling, and I haven't got that opportunity to do that right now, but I do feel that will come for you. So I know that you have to keep on with the things that you are doing, and in a way so with the relationship, it will survive if you can follow your passion and if you can grow into the woman that you are and if you can stand up. So you need to stand up, you know?
Okay.
And I feel like you're doing it. So if you're questioning, you know, and if I look at your partner, just can you give me his date of birth if you know it? Do you know his date of birth?
It's 10/15/84.
Okay, so it's 10, 18, 22, 23. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so strong, stubborn, can be prone to, you know, if things don't go his way, can easily go into blame, which is just something that he's here to learn about. And is he the father of your children?
No. Not yet, at least.
No.
So. He's there for my 3, though, a lot, so.
Is what?
He steps in for my 3 that I've had from my previous relationship a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's a big thing that he's done, but I just felt that little bit of disconnect from it's like there's the family here and there's him. And, I know that he, I feel like he's a good man. I do feel like he's a good man. I feel like he's a hard worker. And, I just feel that, again, you have to allow yourself to step into your power, to be strong, to have those times when you say, this is what I need to do, and you go do it so that you make it happen.
Right.
Yeah. Now, with your career, you asked me about career, didn't you?
Yes. I've been thinking about going back to college, and I'm not sure which, major to take and what career path with that. And
okay. Yeah. So with that, one of the things I see is, yes, do it. And it really does feel like, as I said, to pursue something that is to do with the creative, with the arts, with the writing. Because if you can major in something like business or digital marketing, that kind of thing, and I don't know what you were thinking about doing, but these are things to me I feel that you've got the skills in that you would excel at, because you feel like you're an organizer as well, that you can you've got a very quick mind is how I see it. Very imaginative, very quick. And what would be your passion? What's the thing you were thinking of doing?
Doing writing and things like that. So you're really spot on with that.
Yeah. So follow it. This is this thing. I mean, this year you're saying, what am I here for? And sometimes we don't believe that certain things have got value. But, I've just finished this week my book. So my book is all about how to teach people how to shine their light, how to be successful in spiritual practice. And it's, it's been absolutely guided, that the words have been flowing through me. And the biggest thing that I've got from it is that we need to be able to help share knowledge. So when you're thinking about writing and you think, what's the value? There's huge value. It changes people's perspective. It educates them. It transforms them. It takes them to another place. So I believe you've got a gift, and I believe this year it's time for you to really get in there and do it and stop playing, go in there and get serious with it and really let yourself...
Don't worry about that writer's block so much.
Yeah, well, you see, the thing with the writer's block, what I've discovered too is it was interesting with me. I've tried 2 books this year, and the first one that I tried just wouldn't come. And as soon as I changed my focus to this topic, I've done it in about 3 weeks.